Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Seth Paskin. I'm Director of Technical Marketing here for BMC Software. And this is a session today we are hosting for our TrueSight server automation, previously known as BladeLogic server automation, BMC server automation product for customers who are doing Windows patching to alert you about a transition in some of the underlying code that's responsible for the Windows patching. Make sure that you're prepared for that transition, you understand what's happening, and if you have any questions or need assistance, that we're here to help you. We've communicated this out via product notifications and communities and so forth, but we wanted to hold this webinar just to make sure that we gave everybody a chance to interact with us and tell us what any issues or questions that they might have. So Amit, the product manager, was going to present. He was not able to make it this morning, so I'm going to take his place. We have Bill Robinson and John O'Toole from our Platinum Engineering and support organizations who will help answer your questions if you have any. So let's go ahead and advance the slide, if in fact we can figure out how to do that. There we go. Okay, so what exactly is happening here? So for Windows Patch Management, our server automation product uses the Shavlik SDK, which is a third-party product. The version of Shavlik 9.1 is going end of life by the vendor, the provider of the SDK, in September of 2019. The current supported version is Shavlik 9.3. Now, for our product, all of the versions 8.9.02 and below use the version of Shavlik 9.1, whereas versions 8.903 and 8.904, which are the two latest versions, use Shavlik 9.3. So if you are doing Windows Patch Management, or if you intend to do Windows Patch Management after September 29th of this year, you must be upgraded to Server Automation 8.9.03 or 8.9.04. And when I say updated, we mean both the application itself, the Server Automation application environment, as well as the agents who are on the Windows target servers must be updated. And I want to highlight that this only affects Windows patching. If you do not do Windows patching, or if you don't intend to do Windows patching, you're only doing Linux patching or other things, then you are not affected. All right, so let me pause for a second. I want to make sure everybody's comfortable with that. We have a Q&A window in the WebEx. I typically mute the lines so that we don't end up having a lot of background noise. But if you have any questions, please use the Q&A window. Are you guys not hearing?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. Thanks, guys. All right, so please use the Q&A window if you have any questions, and Bill and John, and Amit was able to make it, can help answer those. All right, so let's talk about the upgrade path considering where you are. All right, so if you are on version 8.6 or earlier, which would still be named, would still have the BSA name, you must first update to version 8.7, and then from 8.7 you can go directly to 8.9.04. If you are on anywhere, any version between 8.7 to 8.9.02, you can directly update to 8.9.04. And if you are currently on 8.903 or 8.904, then no action is necessary. You will not be impacted by the transition in the EOL of the SDK. All right, so again, keep an eye out, just make sure if there's any questions. And this session is being recorded, and I'm going to provide this presentation with the links available to you in the communities event page where I created the invite. So we have a link here to the 8.904 upgrade documentation, which has extensive information about prerequisites and environmental, prep and so on and so forth that make it easy for you to get information about that if you need to upgrade. Now, we wanted to host this session so we could answer any questions that people might have, but we also want to highlight two things. First off, if you are in the process, if you need assistance to update your environment to the latest version, you have a couple of different options. If you just have some questions and you need some assistance working through the details, so you can open a support case and our support team will be happy to assist you with whatever questions you might have. If, on the other hand, you need more assistance with full-fledged planning, we have something called the Amigo Program, which is the Assisted Migration Offering Program. And essentially what it is it's a combination of a fairly rigorous set of documentation to help you make a good plan. So documenting what your current environment currently looks like, sizing, and so on and so forth, and then allowing you to put together an actual workflow that you can use to upgrade your environment, and we can assist you with that. So we wanted to make sure that everybody was aware and that these resources were available to them to help with the transition. All right, that's the top line message that we're here to bring today. We've got quite a few people that joined a little bit later, so let me go ahead and open the floor to any questions that you might have. I can unmute the audio, or you can type in the Q&A window. You just let me know in the chat window whether you'd like to speak your question, or just go ahead and type it in if you're interested. Hi, Adrian. How are you? Do you have a question or comment? I'm going to assume that Adrian is typing. Maybe not. Well, I guess it's a good sign if it's a good sign if oh, here we go. All right. Is there a way to find out which version of Shavlik is currently in use with BSA or TSSA? So I will offer John. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Bill, I'm not sure which line you're on, so I need to know which phone number you dialed in from to unmute you. But John, do you want to address that question?
Yeah, so, well, there's a couple of ways. As you mentioned, BSA 893 or TSA 893 comes with Shavlik 9.3. So anything older than that will be Shavlik 9.1 or even older, depending how far you go back. You know, there is on your Windows targets, there's a BL patch check command that you can run, and just running that will blurt out the version that's installed as well. So just running it with no arguments will print out the version number that it currently is at. So you can also check it kind of programmatically that way as well. But the kind of rule of thumb is if you're on BSA 893 or later, you're going to have the updated Shavlik SDK 9.3, and anything older than that, you'll have 9.1.
Thank you, John. Just for my purposes for documentation, what was that command that you can use on the targets? BL patch check. Okay, I'm just putting it in the Q&A here.
It's actually BL patch check 2.exe.
Right.
All right. And let's send that. Okay. How about any other questions? Let's see. And trying to bring up the Q&A window again.
Just that's actually BL as in boy, not DL.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
As in BladeLogic, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Okay. Any other questions? I noticed we've got at least 5 or 6 different companies on the line represented in the customer set. So I want to make sure that we give everybody a chance to ask any questions they have. If you don't, that's great. We can give you 20 minutes of your life back. But we wanted to make sure we were open and transparent and available to you for any questions or concerns you might have. All right. Let's see. Where's Raul? Let me go ahead and somebody's asking for the conference ID. Give me just 1 second. Okay. We're just in. Good to go. We have somebody joining here late. I'm not sure who he's with, named Rahul. Let's make sure he gets on the line and give him a chance. Okay, here's a question from Stuart Cook. So 2K3 listed as not supported at all for patching and release notes. Is that just MS patches or other products like Google? Let me see.
Yeah, that's actually, it isn't a tested platform anymore, and we definitely don't have any actual patches for it because it's a completely end-of-life product. That being said, you should still be able to install agents on it and run things, although, like I said, it's no longer a tested platform.
Okay. All right. Amit asks, is there any major difference between 8.903 and 8.904?
John, you want to handle that one?
If you can't, let's see, John and Joseph, you're both unmuted. Bill, I don't know if you have to tell me what number you're on if you want me to unmute you. Okay. Does somebody want to address the difference between 03 and 04?
Basically, there have been significant improvements and updates, but nothing specifically that's going to affect patch compatibility. Obviously, we suggest you go to 8.904 if you can, because there have been additional updates and bug fixes. But I don't think there's any one glaring one that stands out.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually put actually Bill and I both did the same thing. We put the detailed release notes for 8.904 in the chat window so you can read some of the enhancements that are there.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Well, you have BMC's brain trust on the line. If it's not just about the Shavlik transition, then you've got time here to ask any question you want to ask. These are pretty much the smartest server automation folks in the company all together in one place. It doesn't happen very often.
Actually, the Stuart Cook's question there, I'm not sure what you mean by CSA patches.
Stuart, if you want, I can unmute you if you let me know which number you're calling on. Or you can type it in. Let me see if he's still on the line. Yep, he's still here.
Yes, he said NA text. Okay. Oh yeah, there is actually, you can get, but yet you can no longer get 2003 support from Microsoft at all. 2003 is completely end of life. We even passed Microsoft's extended support.
So maybe what you're saying is it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're not going to be able to get a 2003 patch from Microsoft.
Yeah, they've stopped doing extended support even as far, at least that's my understanding. They are going to be doing extended support on 2008 come next year when it goes out of life.
Yeah. Well, it's only 16 years since they launched that 2003 product. All right. Let's see, yes. CSA is the customer support agreement. Okay, so Amit asks, how may we find out the MS install date and time?
I'm not really not sure what they mean by that.
Amit, do you want to clarify that question? And while he's doing that, Raul asks, is direct upgrade supported from 8700306 to 890404-200?
Should be all versions of 8.7.
All versions of 8.7 are supported for direct upgrade to 8.9.04. Yep. Okay, good. We got that one answered. Amit, are you clarifying your question for us? And if you want to give me your number, I can take you off mute if you'd like. There he is. Okay. Like while running patch analysis for Windows OS, the jobs are showing installed patches details, but not showing installed date.
Yeah, in some cases you're going to get that because, especially if it's only effectively installed, there's if a superseding patch makes a patch effectively installed, then you may not see an installed date. Plus, some Microsoft patches do not actually leave an installed date behind, so you're not always going to see that.
Okay. Amit, I hope that answers your question. I would try to type it up, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I think the answer is if there's a date available there, we will pick it up. But it's possible that there might not be a date because it's either been superseded or the patch itself didn't stamp a date when it installed.
Yep.
Okay.
If you need additional help on anything specific there, you should probably open a support ticket.
Okay. All right. Okie doke. Any other questions, concerns? All right. If we don't have any additional questions, I want to thank everybody for attending. I'm glad, in a certain way, the idea that this is not a huge issue for everybody is positive for us. Seems like everybody's got it under control. We don't have any major challenges, at least with the attendees. Of course, if you do find yourself in a situation where you need assistance, you can always open a support case or contact us directly. I will be posting this recording along with the presentation on BMC Communities. You can reach out to me or any of the other folks that were on this call directly there as well to get your questions answered and so forth. All right, with that, unless there's any last minute questions, I'm going to go ahead and say thanks again. Thanks for all my presenters for representing Enforce, and I will go ahead and close the session.